morning. Good morning. Right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, where you been? We appreciate you. Q, what's up, man?
Man, allergy season.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
Getting that out the way. And then it doesn't feel like maybe as you get older, Memorial Day like means less, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember I used to be really excited for
the pool opening,
Memorial Day weekend, like the official kickoff of summer. I think I see how the adults felt because it's like, yeah, I still gotta go to work.
Yeah. You know what? The thing about it is you expect it like as a kid, you're like, man, pools are opening. I get to, because isn't there like a rule or fashion rule or something like Memorial Day? You can start wearing white shoes.
You can start wearing white or something like that.
White.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird. But yeah, I totally 100% get what you're saying. C. Lenz, man, how are you?
I'm doing great as always. Just happy to be here
in the house.
Yeah, man, we got to watch a lot of basketball over the past few days. We'll dive into that coming up. We also going to talk some our friends at Savannah Bananas. They are taking over Kauffman Stadium. We'll dive into that. Kansas great Jacque Vaughn. I know you guys remember him. He was named men's basketball assistant coach for KU, which is a surprise. I didn't see that coming. It's kind of out of left field. We'll dive into Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. That's been a topic of discussion all week. Plus, like I said, we'll talk NBA playoffs, and we'll have our sneakers of the week coming up in about 30 minutes. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
The Savannah Bananas, our friends over at Kauffman Stadium. They've taken over the stadium. Q, you know much about the Savannah Bananas?
A little bit. The few clips that we play here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen them personally, though, so it seemed like that will be a interesting experience because they're like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's cool too because just of how they started. They started of just like you said, the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. They did like a small stadium tour a few years back, and Kansas City was on their list. I think this was 3 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
they did it over at Legends Field where the Kansas City Monarchs play, and I didn't know much about them. Yeah. But they tickets sold out instantly. Yeah, and they did 2 games or 2 days worth of games. And I was like, well, wow, this is a cool new thing. Like me and Peyton went, and what they do is that helps. And I don't think they necessarily need to, but they bring out like if they're in a like say Kansas City, they'll bring out like like they did last night, Eric Osmer or
really? Okay.
Some former players from that area or that city to bring more hype to it.
Yeah, no, that's interesting that they even bring those former players out. But then it shows how they really pay attention to baseball and they're not just out there clowning.
Yeah, I mean, no, they have real like former baseball players that play.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did all that.
Yeah. They do crazy things. Like I'd never seen anyone do a backflip. Do a backflip and catch a ball while he's in midair.
Oh, word.
Yeah. They have a center fielder that did that, and that's actually off of a hit to center field.
Could Major League Baseball adopt some of what they do on the field to make the game more exciting?
You know what? I thought about that. And I'm not really sure if I think the game's too fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the game's too fast. I mean, you think about they have, they were some guys that do like they'll catch it and they'll dribble it from the glove behind their back and then they'll throw over the first and throw somebody out. The game's just too fast for that. But it's cool because it's still baseball and you still like it's still hard to do.
Yeah,
because you still got to hit the ball.
Yeah, baseball's such a hard sport. Yeah.
Crazy. So it's just cool to see where they went. I know Peyton's covered them when they first started, and he covered them when they were at the Legends, and then they didn't come to Kansas City last year. They went to Oklahoma City. That was their closest city, and he drove down there with his mom, and they covered him. He didn't get to this year. Of course, he has games this weekend. So,
do you think their demand gets higher?
Oh yeah,
as time goes.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, most definitely, because you can only fill so many days. That's why they do 2 days.
I'd have to check out like their schedule because I know they kind of like run around all around the nation.
Mm-hmm. And there's another. It's called like glow in the dark baseball or something like that, where it's like under a black light. They play like under black lights, and it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
like you gotta see it. It's really nice.
You not throwing a baseball at me at night with just a black light. No, sir.
Kansas great Jacque Vaughn. He's named men's basketball assistant coach. So Jacque Vaughn, a former All-American, whose number 11 jersey, of course, hangs in the rafters out at Allen Fieldhouse. He's returning to Lawrence as an assistant coach for his alma mater. Coach Bill Self announced on Tuesday. So, of course, Jacque Vaughn, he served as NBA head coach for 5 seasons with the Orlando Magic and Brooklyn Nets, and he's first ever NBA head coach to join KU coaching staff. He brings, of course, more than 15 years of NBA coaching experience to his alma mater. He's coached, of course, KD, Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan, Victor Oladipo, Ben Simmons, and former Jayhawks, Markieff Morris and Jalen Wilson.
Yeah. A legend, especially in this area. Yeah. I remember how big Jacque Vaughn was, especially in the 90s when he played. And then he had a pretty solid career.
He did.
But is this a changing of the guard? Like, do they bring him in, and then when Bill Self retires or whatever?
That I was going to ask you that. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like there's no way he's coming in and just going to play. I mean, after being an NBA head coach,
and that's what I'm saying. Like he's been in the NBA. He knows the coaches, owners, GMs, and so is that a greater sale for your players coming out, going into the league?
I think so. I mean, because now is he doesn't have a name like Tyronn Lue.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a name like that, but he does have Embiid. Like once you hoop. You understand, like, oh man, that's Jacque Vaughn. He played here. His jersey's hanging up there in the rafters. He played in the league. He was a coach. Like he knows how to get me there. Yeah. So I think that's a sell. But right now, I feel like college sports is all about like money. Who's gonna get the biggest NIL payment?
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part. And I mean, I'm pretty sure he can move the money. Lawrence, I don't think there's a lack of.
He's gonna be able to go into any door in car dealership in Lawrence and say, "Hey man, I need $1 million."
Yeah, I was gonna say more than just cars.
Like yeah. Like any grocery, any place that is Lawrence based, or any CEO that owns a company that has KU that is an alum of KU.
Yeah,
they all remember Jacque Vaughn.
Yeah.
With because Jacque Vaughn, who was a head coach, it was Roy Williams.
Yeah,
they all remember the Roy Williams, Jacque Vaughn, Paul Pierce days.
Yes,
Ray Flint and all those guys. So I'm. It's gonna be cool to see just him on the bench and how the young guys react to him.
Because they didn't win a championship, did they? I don't think they did. I don't think they won until Chalmers came. I think it was, but.
Yeah, Roy Williams. I think he did win. I think Jacque Vaughn won a national title with KU,
with Paul Pierce and all that. Okay, I don't quite remember them winning, but
yeah. I'm not sure. We have to look that up, but I feel like he's gonna be able to bring some money into Lawrence and into
definitely.
KU.
He'd be able to sustain it. I feel like that KU basketball alumni is almost like a fraternity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Even with football, even if you've played football in Lawrence, you're like a god almost. So,
and it's funny you say that because I've always said, when these guys go to the league, they stay. They stay. Like you go to the NBA. I mean, let's look at the past few. I mean, look at Brandon Rush, guy from this area, went to the league, Pacers, Golden State Warriors, kind of bounced around after that, but he stuck.
Yeah.
Like
is he still active in the area too? I feel like we don't hear a lot about him.
He's around. He's back and forth between here and Indy, but he's around. I mean, you look at a bunch of these other guys, man, that have just. I mean, the Morris twins. It's just that fraternity where you go to KU and you're going to be in the league and you're going to stay, whether you're the 10th, 11th, whatever man you are. And not only that, you're going to be able to get a good job after, whether it's in media, whether it's in whatever you want it to be, because you went to KU.
Yeah, KU basketball is almost like a Harvard degree.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah,
it really is. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, the flagrant foul. It's been a topic of discussion all week. I really want to get you guys' thoughts on this. Let's see what happened first.
Strong on a three. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin Clark. Afterwards has something to say as Clark walks away. We know there are always increased eyeballs, energy, and attention around the matchups between Reese and Clark, and Angel Reese is still going after Caitlin Clark in the aftermath.
Everyone in the arena had to know this foul was coming. As soon as you saw Angel Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was going to.
Hard foul. C-Lens, I'll start with you. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I think it was just a normal, hard foul, flagrant foul. I don't think it was anything more. I honestly think when she went down, she exaggerated it a little too, so it looked worse than what it actually was. But the aftermath of it was like what really was the story for me, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. That's where all the RG3 Ryan Clark stuff comes in. Extra stuff.
And we talk about that too.
But yeah, what you think, Q?
Regular foul. I mean, outside of her, outside of Caitlin pushing her in the back with her offhand, because even the other angle, the video clip of the other angle, it makes it look a lot worse. But for people that had it, that made it more than what it is, those are just people that don't watch basketball, and that's the gist of it. You can't honestly say you watch basketball, whether it's the NBA or WNBA, and have an issue what went on. Most of my issue was, Caitlin like trying to run and instead of like standing on it. Like we saw a play, I think it was like a day or two later in a WNBA where there was a hard foul, and then the two girls like kind of stood in each other's face.
Yeah.
Teammates kind of broke it up, and that was it. And then there was no national story. RG3 didn't jump in anybody's mind to say who hated who. I hate how hysterical people get over one player, because it kills the discourse of the game, because we haven't talked about anything pertaining to the game outside of the foul.
Right.
Like we haven't talked about really the league as a whole. and it's been some good women's games over the past, what has it been, week now that they've been playing and they're back in season. But I'm excited for this women's season because it's a lot of story building that's going to build up to Juju coming to the league next year.
Yeah. So Dawn Staley was asked about this. She joined the Breakfast Club earlier this week. Let's hear what she had to say.
Well, I think the officiating has a has a hard job. That's one. To decipher whether or not that's a flagrant one or not. Hard job. And I do think they understand the dynamics of Angel and Caitlin. I do. I think it's great for our game. Because it's like, like it's a sport. Treat us like a sport. Don't treat us anything other than being a sport. It happens in every sport. Soccer, basketball, football. It happens in every sport. So let it be. I'm gonna take the lead of Angel and Caitlin, and that lead is they said it was a foul. The officials got it right. We're moving on. That's what I'm gonna take their lead. Okay, I think it pulls people in. I do think there are new fans that haven't watched our game, and they really don't know. So they're only singularly focused on Caitlin.
That one part, right?
Right. So when you're that, and that's their idol. That's who attracts them. But I just hope that they'll open their eyes to the rest of the talent that is there. Like the product is incredible.
I agree. There's some new fans that have followed Caitlin Clark up through when she was at Iowa, and then they now fans of Indianapolis. Like I 100%. Sometimes that's how you gain new fans. When you get a player that comes from college, and then those college alums and fans of that said player, whether it's in any sport, you get them now. And so, but I really feel like those folks are pitting Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark against each other, and they're making it this black-white thing where I feel like it's just basketball. It's a sport. You have a right to have a player or have players that go up against each other and will play hard. And sometimes those players just don't like each other for whatever reason it is. It's called competition. And
that's all it is.
It's since before time. It's been a thing. And so healthy competition is always good for the game. And I don't know if you remember this a few years back when we were talking like, man, what's it going to take for people to start watching WNBA? Yeah. And I remember I said they need to have some fights. They need to have some going back and forth.
And they do that all the time.
And what viewership is up?
Yeah.
Because of the fights. Lance, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't know if I want to call it a rivalry between the two of them, but like seeing how things played out in college when Iowa played LSU, and Angel ended up getting the better end of things, and now it's kind of translating over to the WNBA. I think it was very much needed, and I think both of them are like moving the needle for that league. I don't think it's just one person.
Yeah,
I think they market Caitlin just because like she's so likable, but Angel Reese is just as likable. She's just as good. It's just like you said, it's outside people who don't really watch basketball starting these narratives to put them against each other.
Exactly.
And Adam Garcia said the dynamic should be Caitlin Clark and Asia, or Clark and Paige, definitely like Reese. It took Clark coming to the league for it to go up.
I mean, Angel Reese is just a personality. She's a personality that a lot of kids cling to. It's tough to take away what she means to the game. But yeah, I'd like to see the comparisons between Caitlin and Paige. Because I think Paige washes the floor with her.
Think so?
Like easily. It is certain players that have a certain swag that translates on the court, but then also with teammates. And some players make teammates better. And I think that's Angel Reese. I think that's Paige Beckers. I think that's Juju when she gets to the league. And when you have somebody like a Caitlin that's ball dominant, that shoots a lot, you think of a James Harden. You think of somebody that, they might be able to score in bunches, but do they make their teammates better? Right. And, usually that's a no. Like, you're not necessarily making your teammates better by shooting 20, 30 times a game. And then sometimes when you have those off games, it's almost like the Kobe effect. Like, some nights Kobe he'll be 8 for 38. But a lot of times it's those last 2 or 3 shots that really meant something in the game. But I'll keep saying it. I'm ready for Juju to get to the league, because I think she adds a certain flair and a certain attitude to the WNBA that's really going to sell a lot more tickets and a lot more primetime TV slots.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you always get those players that are just like, it is what it is. She don't like me, I don't like her. He don't like me, I don't like him. It is what it is. We don't agree on anything. And it makes for good competition. It makes for good TV. We're going to take a quick break. Coming up, we'll dive into our NBA playoff discussion. Plus, I know a topic Q wants to talk about. Eagles running back Saquon Barkley. He claims that the 2024 Eagles were a top 5 team of all time. We'll dive into that coming up in about 20 minutes. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
All right, grads, your big moment is finally here. And parents, if you're looking for the ultimate way to say we're proud of you, there is no better gift than a brand new ride from our friends over at Reiselman Nissan. Whether it's the rugged Frontier, the stylish Altima, or the 2025 Rogue, Reiselman has the perfect car or SUV to kick off its next chapter in style. Plus, you're getting the safety, reliability, and tech that every grad and every parent can feel great about. Visit them today in Tiffany Springs, just south of the airport. Reiselman Nissan. Every customer, every time. Hey, what's up, sports fans? Here's your chance to be a true champion with our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. It's super easy. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite players and test your skills for some serious prizes. The more champions points you play for, the more you can win. Stack points, climb the ranks, and show everybody that you're built different. And when you sign up, don't forget to use promo code The W Show. That's right, use promo code The W Show to get in the game. Let's make some champions today.
Holiday season and every day of the year, the Sola Santa Do Good Foundation is here to make a difference. They are a 501c3 organization dedicated to connecting high-functioning individuals with disabilities and their families to vital resources, support services, and opportunities. Through personalized professional development, community awareness, and education, they empower lives and create lasting change. Join their mission to do good 365 by volunteering, donating, or partnering with them today. Visit thesolacenter.org to learn more. Together, we can help everyone experience the fullness of life.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Back in on the W Show. If you have something that you wanted to talk about, use hashtag talk about it, and we'll discuss whatever topic you want. We have a talk about it coming up in about 25 minutes. Man, it's the NBA season, right? And I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on these past few games. Pacers lead Knicks 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals. The OKC Thunder lead the Timberwolves 2-0 in the Western Conference Finals. Did you guys see this coming?
What's wrong with Tyrese Halliburton? Is he like okay?
Man, I mean, he's
like, he's a nutcase.
He's playing out of his mind right now.
Like, and I think I asked y'all in the group, like, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but like, what is really wrong with him? Like, he's been good. Like, we understand how good he is, through college into the NBA. But this changing of the guard, did y'all see this coming so quick? Because a lot of, the 4 stars that are left in these playoffs are very young guys. No KD, no Bron. There's no like stars that we know. So these are guys that are all building their own personalities. Like, did any of y'all see this changing of the guard so fast?
Honestly, no. And every prediction I have put out during this playoff has been wrong. So this is definitely a shocker for me. But like, it's a little off topic, but it just shows like he didn't get no playing time in the Olympics this summer.
Yeah.
So like that just kind of shows like they really had a group of people that really could go, and like now he's really showing what he can do, and I think it's like more fuel to the fire because his dad got banned, indefinitely, and then his peers rated him as the most overrated player. Yeah. So I think he has a chip on his shoulder, and I mean he's performing under the lights.
Granted, being a sports bettor, I watch the games closely, right? Like, just seeing what guys are doing, because it affects the bottom line. I mean, if you put him on a parlay, then you got to watch, you get him one Tyrese Halliburton to score X amount of points. You will get him, see what he does all season. And he's had and don't get me wrong, I understand that guys have ebbs and flows and during whatever season there is, but he was he'd be up here one game and then be way down for 3 or 4 games, and then back up mid-tier and then back down. So I'm more or less kind of just like, it kind of just is what it is, right? Like he's doing what he's supposed to, and right now it's been very surprising.
And that Pacers organization seems to always be solid. They might have a couple of down years here and there, but they always seem to draft like that right guy. What's his name? Turner.
Evan Turner.
Yeah, he like I don't think we expected him. What was that, about 4 or 5 years ago, to kind of make that leap that he made? And now we got Tyrese Halliburton shining like a star. Anthony Edwards emerging last year. And then another, I won't say surprise, but another guy that's been able to really stay consistent with this high level of play is Jalen Brunson. Like yes, he's out of his mind, but we saw flashes of his greatness, throughout Villanova.
Yeah.
Them winning the championship. But I think I'm pleased with where the NBA is right now, because you have that attitude guy in Anthony Edwards, and you have the guy that's like the villain now with Tyrese Halliburton. Is any part of you guys glad that the Western Conference is getting the Nuggets out of here?
I always knew OKC. If you just watch how OKC played all season, you'd understand they were going to go to the finals.
Yeah.
It was inevitable. So I really believe that they have the best team in the NBA right now.
Easily.
They have the best player in the NBA. I'll backtrack. I'll take that back. I don't think SGA is the best player in the NBA.
Who's the best?
Who's
the best right now?
I mean, to me, I'd still say Steph Curry.
Okay.
See, I can get behind that, man. Steph Curry, man. Yeah.
Okay.
But I honestly, I'm biased with that, but I still think it's Jokic. I think if you can average a triple-double for a season, consecutively, and it's not like he's averaging 15. He's getting 40-point triple-doubles. And it's Shea won MVP, but I really wouldn't have been mad if he won MVP again, because that's a hard thing to do. So, I think I'm going to go Jokic on that. But I don't think any of the top 5 guys, I don't think you can go wrong with picking any of them.
Are the Nuggets a hated team?
I don't think so. It's just crazy to see how they weren't good early on in the season. There was no, if you look at Oklahoma City, they were pretty even throughout the whole season. There was no drop off. And you look at the Nuggets, they weren't really. I mean, beginning of the season, they was like, well, "What's going on with Jamal Murray?" Like, and I think that kind of bit him in the backside at the end of the season too, because it's like, all right, you guys, they needed to figure it out and they couldn't do it.
Does Jamal Murray have that staying power right now?
Oh yeah. Okay. I think he just had I just think he had a bad year.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just think he had a bad year. But a guy that had a good year was SGA. Man, he was named the 2024-25 Kia NBA MVP. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been named Kia NBA MVP for the first time, having finished second in the voting last season and fifth in 2022-2023. He becomes the second player from Canada to earn the honor, along with two-time winner Steve Nash in 04 and 05. SGA is also the third player to win the award, with the Thunder joining KD and Russell Westbrook.
I love it. I don't see him as like a big of a personality to really be I don't know, because does he have a ceiling to be the best player, like a Steph Curry? Like Steph retires.
I mean, he doesn't have a jumper quite as good as Steph. He can shoot the three. He can score. We know he can score it. But I think time will tell. I mean, he's been in the league. This is his 8th year in the league.
Is it that many? Okay.
He's 7th year in the league.
He was pre-COVID. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's a young dude, but he played with he was with OKC when Chris Paul was there.
Oh, okay.
Chris Paul stint. I mean, he even talked about in his MVP speech. Or a post-game speech that Chris Paul was at the game, and he was like, man, he was he was the guy that I came in the league kind of idolizing, and he showed me how to be a pro.
Yeah. I could kind of see spots of that in this game too.
And so, man, I think he, as far as his team goes, he'll go high as well, because they have a great team. I mean, young guys, you look at them post-game when all of them were standing around. They're not going to leave the court until everyone's done doing their post-game interviews. They're all, buddy. Hopefully they could just keep this nucleus together.
Hopefully, because it's an exciting team. I didn't expect it as much. And my sister ended up like randomly going to the game last week.
Really?
She went to her first NBA game.
Not a bad game to go to.
No, and they, because she went to the game 7, and it's crazy. Crazy.
How's she like OKC?
She loved it.
Okay.
She loved it. She's been an OKC fan probably since Westbrook. So her being able to go to that game, I know she was loving it. And the energy in Oklahoma City, just in that stadium.
Yeah.
They built a solid culture down there.
All right, Philadelphia Eagles running back Saquon Barkley claims that the 2024 Eagles were a top 5 team of all time. So on an episode of Exciting Mics, a podcast hosted by your boys, Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship, it released on Thursday, and Barkley told defensive backs that he believed last year's team should be valued as one of the best teams of all time. Let's hear what old Saquon had to say on their podcast.
I firmly believe when you look at our team that we had last year, I think we're a top 5 team of all time. And I tell my boys this all the time. Like, if you really look at the season outside of the first 4 games, like, it was belt to ass. How dominant you guys were on defense and how dominant we were on offense and special team. People don't realize how great of a team that actually was.
We were working together.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have training camp, but like, it's kind of different when it's just in game. Like how your coach really is, like how's he calling the game, like getting used to that and kind of getting used to the guys you play with. But after the bye week,
I think we just all bought in.
We just bought in.
Yeah, I think we all just bought in, and like you hear like the outside noise and expectation. Like we didn't care how it looked. Only thing we cared about was winning football games. And when you have the talent, skill that we have in our team mixed with the coaches, we all play together like how we played. Like teams really stood no chance.
He said a thing when he talked about the talent and the coaches. One, I partly agree with him. I mean, how many Super Bowl teams have you seen really blow out the other team. We saw with I think it was the 49ers, Steelers in the 90s when the 49ers was having a run. I think they put up it was 55-10 or something like that. So you really don't see that. But he said the thing about the coaches, because in the first matchup of Chiefs Eagles, I harped on it going. I think it was going into the game or even after the game. They didn't have the experience of coaches as far as coordinators. They had a very young offensive coordinator and a very young defensive coordinator, but their talent got them there. I think they lost that very close game due to the inexperience, but enter in a Vic Fangio and then enter into the season where you had a coordinator that was on his second year. So being able to have some staying power in that, I think the tough thing that's going to translate this year again is losing your offensive coordinator. So how do you gel that in with the defense, led by Vic Fangio? And I think Fangio helped turn around that defense similar to what Spagnuolo did coming to the Chiefs, like being able to take the talent in the room, but also put a certain strategy in place and use certain pieces to your strengths. And not all coaches know how to do that.
True.
Not all coaches know how to translate that, but that's where that experience comes in. Are they the best? I mean, chat. Y'all tell me. I know y'all don't want to admit that, especially, beating a Patrick Mahomes dynasty type of team. But the dominance in that game, it's tough to say they aren't for me.
Top five of all time. 5 is a small number.
Very small number.
Small number.
Very small number.
You got to remember those Cowboys teams, the Patriots teams, the Steelers. I mean, 49ers teams. There were some great all-time teams that went on to win the Super Bowl. The Dolphins one year. I mean, I don't think they're a top 5 of all time. That his play of running back, top 5 all time. I'll give him that, and maybe that's what he meant, but not as a team.
Oh, he said talent and coaches. So he hit what he meant.
Yeah, not top 5. I just.
And then how many teams were able to blow out a Joe Montana, a Tom Brady, a Patrick Mahomes, and then the Eagles did it. Well, I won't say they did it twice because they beat Tom Brady. They didn't blow him out. But yeah, to blow out a high-powered team like that, especially a team that's the favorite, Patrick Mahomes, I think it's up there. Would I put them at one greatest of all time? I don't know. I think that's a recency bias. This is a conversation we have literally after every Super Bowl. But
not top 5. Not nobody coming out and saying, "Oh,
literally
we got
every Super." Because Chiefs fans, even when Pat won his second in a row, it was like, "Oh, well, it's he leaked Tom Brady," and it's like, okay, y'all doing a lot.
That's pretty interesting because I when I think about just the teams of all time, I mean, it all starts with the quarterback.
Yes,
it all starts with the quarterback, and I would say, is Jalen Hurts a top 5 quarterback of all time?
Not of all time.
Okay, and all those top 5 teams of all time, you look at the quarterback. You got the Tom Brady. You got who Troy Aikman. We've got a lot of guys that
he's better than Troy Aikman.
Ooh. Cowboys fans, where you chat? Cowboys fans, where y'all at? If you think Jalen Hurts better than Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman had a lot of talent around him.
Ooh,
and had a way better offensive line.
Okay. All right.
All right. And Jalen Hurts, in his second Super Bowl, arguably could have been an MVP in his first Super Bowl. Had he not lost, by 3 points. So I'm giving him better than Troy Aikman. And a lot with quarterback, goes with how, how much better you make your teammates.
Top 5 quarterbacks of all time.
Who of all time?
Yeah. C-Lens, I'll throw you in this conversation too.
I'll put Tom up there. Tom and Joe Montana are kind of like 1A, 1B to me, and I think you could make an argument for both. Who pulls up in that 3 spot? That's a good question. That's a good question. Because I think there's a lot of guys you can make arguments for. I'm not putting Pat 3.
Okay, I'm surprised you even got him in top 5.
I'll put him in the top 5.
Oh,
you don't.
Okay, we're getting somewhere now.
You don't have the resume that he has in his first 7 years, 6-7 years, and not earn that.
Okay,
again, when you talk about guys that make their teammates better, I think the level of competitiveness in Patrick helps other guys get better.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd have to do some. Get back to me at the start of the season because I think that top 5 list. I need some time to work that out. But yeah, between Tom and Joe Montana, you got 1A, 1B.
Okay. And speaking of Tom Brady, Charles Woodson is going to receive the Tom Brady treatment as broadcaster after he purchased 0.1% stake in the Cleveland Browns. So Charles Woodson has purchased a 0.1% stake in the Cleveland Browns, according to the Athletics' Deanna Rossini and Cleveland.com's Mary Kay Cabot. The deal reportedly see Woodson pay $5 million to Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, which would value Browns. Of course, Browns are valued at $5 billion. So the deal comes with strings attached. Per Rossini, Woodson must adhere to the same broadcasting restrictions Tom Brady encountered when he bought the minority stake in the Las Vegas Raiders. Both Woodson and Brady currently work for the NFL partner Fox Sports, with Woodson as a Fox NFL kickoff analyst and Brady as a network's NFL color commentator. Under the current rules, Brady is barred from other teams' facilities, prohibited from other teams' practices, and not allowed to participate in production meetings with coaches, players, and executives of any team whose game he's calling.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to ask what the restrictions were. Because that's interesting. Have we seen that in basketball? Was that Magic Johnson? Was Magic part of broadcast while he was part owner?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen this in sports. 2 guys that are part owners, and then still, doing a broadcast. I like that. Do you think Shedeur increases his $5 million investment?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I don't think so. All right, we're going to take another quick break. Coming up, we'll get to our Hater or Love It segment, plus our sneakers of the week. We'll be right back. This is the W Show.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Come spin with us, Kansas City. KC WeSpin 360 is the coolest 360 video spinner experience for events. KC WeSpin 360 is taking it to the next level. The 360 video spinner platform rental will be the life of the party. Everyone will be talking about their 360 video experience while bragging about it on their social media pages. The captivating slow motion and reverse effects will have your guests feeling like celebrities. The KC WeSpin 360 video spinner can capture slow-mo videos, GIFs, and boomerangs from every angle. Specializing in corporate events, weddings, social gatherings, bar bat mitzvahs, school events, and fundraisers, KC WeSpin 360 can be found online at kcwespin360.com. Come spin with us, Kansas City.
Your loved ones matter the most. Take the burden away by pre-planning personal arrangements that fit you and your family perfectly. Golden Gate Funeral and Cremation Services will be here to comfort your family and take special requests. Plan and feel confident your loved ones will be less stressed and can console each other in their time of need. We will be here when you need us at 816-231-GATE or visit kcgoldengate.com, exchanging your grief for a golden experience.
Football fans, you can't spell gate without Gates, and great tailgates start with Gates sauces and seasonings. Named synonymous with mouth-watering tailgates. When you make your list of tailgate essentials, add Gates sauces and seasonings to that list. Spice up your tailgate experience with that unmistakable great taste. Available in 4 tantalizing flavors. Classic, sweet, mild, and hot. Find it at your local grocer, and if you don't see it, ask for it. Visit GatesBarbecue.com to purchase any of the great sauces and seasonings. Great tailgates start with Gates.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Back in on the W show. Remember, use hashtag talk about it, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. We have a hashtag talk about it on today's show. This one is pretty interesting, Q, and I know you'll like this one. So Haley Rob 212 on X said, give us your thoughts on the death of the penny. So the Treasury unveiled its plan to kill the penny. The U.S. Treasury is phasing out production of the penny and will soon stop putting new coins into circulation, the department said in a statement on Thursday. So Treasury spokesperson said the government made its final order of the penny blanks this month, and the United States Mint will continue to manufacture pennies as long as the inventory of penny blanks exists. Consumers with pennies will still be able to use them for purchases, but without new pennies moving into circulation, businesses that complete cash transactions will have to start rounding up or down to the nearest nickel.
I feel like this has been a conversation for a while, getting rid of the penny. But then where does it stop?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, because it's going to be crazy because, like, now, why do you, money-wise, like kids in school, like they're going to have to change. If there's no more pennies, everything is going to be nickels, fives.
Yeah, and then in 10 years when they get rid of all change, so now we just got to round up to the next dollar. And then what they do, they get rid of the dollar bill. So now everything got to round up to 5. Like, come on now. Like, where does this end? And I don't understand why you would stop making pennies.
Yeah.
You know, somebody would have to really explain that to me, because I just don't get it, because it's been a part of our lives. I mean, our whole lives, and what, a couple of 100 years now we've been making pennies. So I don't know. Where does that end?
I don't know, man. I feel like this is just one of those things, because you remember back during COVID, I think they, the Mint wasn't making like new coins, and so they were like, we're not doing change. You got to do the next dollar. We're out of quarters, and we're so I don't know. I think. I hate pennies, to be honest. They fill up your change tray in the car, and it's just like,
because it's so many.
Nah. So I mean, it's cool, to be honest. But see, Lens, you like pennies?
There's been so many times pennies have saved me.
That's what I'm saying.
So, like, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, are we living through the death of the piggy bank?
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, of course, nuts.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know how many times I've saved up thousands of pennies just to put $10 in my tank to go to work? Like, come on, man. Core memories, man.
All right, let's get to our Hate or Love It segment.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It. Hate it. If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, first up in our Hate or Love It segment, let's get to our sneakers of the week, man. This is one of those weeks where I'm like, all right, we might be cooking with some oil. Of course, you got the Kobe's that are up first, man. What do you think about these?
No.
You don't like these?
way too high. No, I'm just gonna say no. I don't.
Kobe made these when he tore his Achilles. These were like
because these look like boxing shoes. I'm gonna say no. Would you wear those out?
Out? Nah.
I love them.
Nah. You like these?
I love them. I love them.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, all right. It's an interesting shoe. Well, how about the Swarovski Air Jordan 1 Low OG Women's Stealth?
These are your favorites of the week. I'm already knowing.
No. These are fire. To be honest, they're a women's sneaker. You know, Dorothy kicks in all black.
Yeah, I mean, I vibe with it, but I see you wearing this like me. You'd have those on at like an NFL honors. Like if you,
yeah, I would. I would because they are fire. I'm not even gonna lie, but you know, it'd be hard to get these in your size because they're women's.
Yeah.
All right, the Adidas Moon Rubber Off Whites.
Nope.
These are a hard no, but I still wear them.
You wear them
just for effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the sole is like a hard plat. Like it just looks weird.
Yeah, it looks really weird. I feel like in black you could pull these off. Okay. I think I need to see these in a different.
They do have them in black.
That's what I'm saying. I need to see these in a different colorway
and red and white.
And I think I would really like these in black, just for effect.
Air Jordan White 4 cements.
So these are your favorites of the week.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are. Yeah, I don't have a pair of these, but I like 4s. I like 3s, 4s, 1s, 10. Like these are up there in my Jordan ranking system.
Oh yeah, these are definitely up there.
See, Lance, what do you think about these?
Yeah, I think those are number 2 this week for me. I think the
Kobe's take?
Not what is the I don't know how to say
the
that.
Swarovski?
Yeah, those.
Swarovski.
I think those are number 1 just because I like those loud shoes. Like it's black and gray, but it's like sparkly.
Yeah.
So like those number 1 for me.
Wear that with a sequence blazer.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Yeah, I can see you wearing that, Steve, with a blazer.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not
Steve
saying
would
no.
definitely do
I'm
that.
not saying no at all. I'm not saying no at all. And I tell you who did not say no. He was not in a DARE program. The soccer player that admits to orchestrating the smuggling of around $800,000 worth of cannabis into the UK.
Wow.
Hate it or love it.
Wow. Wow. And he's a professional soccer player?
Professional soccer player. So soccer player J. Emmanuel Thomas has admitted to orchestrating the smuggling of 60 kilos, roughly 132 pounds of cannabis worth $800,000, according to the UK's National Crime Agency.
That's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you even having that conversation as a professional player?
Don't know. So Emmanuel Thomas, whose former clubs include Premier League sides Arsenal and Ipswich Town, recruited 2 women to collect the cannabis from Thailand and transport it back to the UK, the NCA said in a statement. So the NCA added the case at the Kemelsford Crown Court was adjourned on Wednesday with sentencing date to be confirmed. So the maximum sentencing for cannabis importation into the UK is about 14 years in prison, according to the NCA. So it's believed that Thomas was the intermediary between suppliers in Thailand, drug pushers in the UK. The NCA said in the press release. So the 2 women were originally charged with smuggling cannabis. However, the pair believed that they were transporting gold in 2 suitcases each, according to the NCA, and were acquitted with no evidence offered against them. They were taken into custody after arriving in from Bangkok.
So the 2 women were acquitted?
Yep.
He got railroaded.
He did.
Yeah, snitching ain't dead.
He did.
But I know it's the UK, but is there not a UK version of American Gangster? Like, did he not see the story?
And he got him from Bangkok too. That's where he was in Bangkok.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it wasn't marijuana, but same.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you not? I don't get. That's a head scratcher. You playing in the Premier League, because in the Premier League, one of like the best paying leagues.
Yeah, it is, most definitely.
What's wrong with him?
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
Most definitely. To me, You're any professional athlete, any person, you got to think twice. But 14 years is
that's heavy. But it also makes me think about the what was it, the stolen car ring that the Chiefs players had? Who was that, like Dale Carter and Tamarick Vanover and
Van Morris and all those guys? Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And to orchestrate a drug ring like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. You know, here's my thing. He got to be smarter than that.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to be smarter. And I read a little bit more into the article, and it said these guys, we know everybody that's bringing drugs into the country, into the UK. We're one of the toughest to get drugs smuggled in here. So we already know. So just don't do it. If they're telling you that off jump, then.
Yeah. And that, I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it because I feel like you're making good enough money. And even still, if you're going to be a part of that, why are you like Otani didn't make his own bets?
Exactly.
Allegedly.
Exactly.
And he had a fall guy. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
Like,
all right. What's the plans for Memorial Day weekend?
Good question. I think I'm out in the yard today. I'm off, so yeah. I think we're in the yard today. I think we chilling out because then tomorrow will be Sunday. Memorial Day is always crazy. So
you got something going on?
So yeah, got an event, a rooftop event, doing with some young African guys. So,
okay, all right, that'll be a vibe.
Yeah, we have some nice little international music vibes going on. So
all right, cool. See, Lance, about you? You cooking?
Of course not. I'm probably gonna be anywhere where someone is cooking. You know?
Okay.
I'm going wherever the food is this weekend. So
all right,
I'll be on world tour.
I'll be at baseball games. Peyton's playing right now. If you guys didn't notice, if you're watching this on social media, I got the little trusty phone right here. So, you know.
So neither one of you guys are lighting the grill.
Of course not.
I might tomorrow. Depends on weather too. Because it's supposed to rain all weekend.
Yeah, because I was planning on grilling on Monday.
Yeah.
And it's been talking about rain.
Yeah.
So I'm not totally sure, but if the rain holds up, especially like it did last night, because I don't think it started raining until about 10 or 11.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah, I''d like to light the grill for the first. I didn't get to light my grill last year.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it was a busy year last year. Yeah, it's still saying 94% chance of rain on Monday.
Nope. Better go to Gates Barbecue. They got 5 locations.
Yeah.
Go holler at them. Tell them I sent you. All right. We appreciate everyone who joined on today's show. If you're out at the lake this weekend, please be safe. If you're watching us at the lake, we appreciate you. Until next week, have a safe Memorial Day weekend. We out here.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed on the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.